All right, Rachel, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Rachel Krushnisky, and I'm my trade in the military is artillery. I've been in for about 6 years now, and basically the entire time I've been in the military, I've been very interested in being part of all of the sports programs. Whether when I was posted to Petawawa, Ontario, I was able to play basketball as well as soccer. And then transitioning to moving to Kingston, I definitely got to experience not only a soccer program, however, the actual Garrison training program that involved a lot of like lifting and different types of modalities. So that was a really good opportunity for me. But basically, I just like being fit and meeting new people that way, and getting to go to competitions with people, and I guess they say friendship through sport. So.
So why did you join the military? What got you interested?
Actually, so I would say there was a few reasons, but I would say the main reason is my brother. So while I was still in high school, he was 3 years older than me, and he joined. So when I went to his basic graduation in Quebec, I was really interested in everything, and I was really impressed with how everything was laid out, and just how professional everyone looked. And he looks like he was having a great time, and so I started looking into options that I could potentially get involved with the military. And it just so happens that I joined the exact same trade as him. And then I further into that trade, I went into the same specific type job that he did as well. So I really did kind of follow exactly in his footsteps. But I definitely don't regret it. And he's definitely my biggest role model. So I'm really glad that I did join, and now me and him can talk about it and stuff, and talk about all the things and the travel we get to do, and all the experiences we get to have. So it's pretty great that way.
So Rachel, given that you're a professional military athlete, being involved in so many sports, what motivates you to improve?
It's definitely rewarding being able to travel with the military for sports. And obviously everyone likes to get a little bit of time off work to go play sport you love, and hang out with the people that you make friendships with and whatnot. And obviously, especially anyone who's really focused on sports and athletics in their lifetime, having that competition and doing well for yourself is definitely a big motivator. But it honestly is just rewarding in itself, being able to have a career within the military, and then also be able to enjoy what most people kind of have to give up once they reach adulthood, and have to they have real life responsibilities and stuff. So to be given the opportunity to continue playing a sport that you put so much time and training into as you did when you were younger, it's a pretty great feeling. So basically what motivates me to do better for myself and improve is just that functionality that comes with the training, and the rewards of being able to compete with people and travel, just going on a sports camp in another province is exciting to me. I never really got the opportunity to travel very much growing up, so it was all new to me, and I was just very thankful for any opportunity. So improving is basically just seeing your results, seeing them go up, and being happy with that, and just wanting to keep going with it, making small improvements in whatever you can. So
I think it's amazing some of the military opportunities that you can get from those citizen sports, traveling to a different country, playing against different athletes. I think it's an amazing thing if you can get to the citizen program or work towards that. That's definitely a benefit that I've noticed with some of the athletes at CFB Kingston. So speaking of, you mentioned some of the sports you're being involved with. Can you elaborate on that? What base team sports have you played, whether it's CFB Kingston or another base?
So I started playing base sports when I got to Petawawa in, I'd say, the start of 2016. And I was always, my whole life, basketball was my main sport. It was definitely everything that I was working towards to play, university. Unfortunately, some things happened and I wasn't able to actually play varsity basketball as I had planned. But when I got to Petawawa and I started playing basketball pickup with the men's base team. Unfortunately, they don't have like an all women's basketball team for base, but just getting to play with the guys and them being so welcoming, it was a great start. And then one of the girls that I played with, she said that they were starting a CISM basketball program, and I was kind of still new to the whole military sports thing, so I was super interested in it. And so from there, I basically was training for basketball like crazy. And once I kind of started getting my basketball skills back, because it'd been a couple years since I'd played, then I realized, there's also soccer I could be playing. So I definitely loved playing basketball as well as soccer in Petawawa. Since going to Kingston, I've mostly just focused on kind of fitness in general, as well as playing on the base soccer team and being a part of the women's CISM soccer program. So I would like to transition and start playing basketball again. But sometimes, life happens and it's a lot to juggle all at once. So.
Right on. Shout out to the women's soccer team that won gold at regionals this year.
Yes, yeah, we did. That was really exciting. We definitely put in the work, and I think we all were very happy with the result there. So.
Right on. Have you played any Garrison Sports since you've been posted to Kingston?
Since I've been posted to Kingston, I've mostly just played soccer, and I've very much enjoyed the Garrison training program that we do with PSP. However, I have also been doing university online part-time, so my ability to like play all the sports that I would love to be playing is not quite the same level, but I would really like to start being more involved going forward.
So going into the work-wise, what's your aspirations? What do you want to accomplish work-wise, not just sports?
So right now I'm for sure looking forward to making a trade transition. I am looking, so by trade I was artillery, but I actually haven't been doing that particular type of job for the last 2 years. I've been doing more of a human resources administrator kind of position, but I am trying to get into intelligence, which works out well because the school is right in Kingston. But eventually I would like to, I'm chipping away at my degree. So once I get my undergrad degree, I would definitely like to commission and see where I can go with the military regarding officer positions. I would love to try out for a pilot. That's probably my like top aspiration, but I would definitely look at many options for that and see where I'd be probably best suited, but definitely to commission and maybe try out. We'll see.
So stuck in a desert island, you got a backpack, and you can only fit 3 things into. What would be in your backpack?
Probably sounds bad, but I would definitely make sure I have some wine, especially if I'm just on a desert island. Yeah, I would definitely, if I was being logical, I would probably have food and water, but I would definitely say some type of entertainment, whether it'd be fitness or leisure, like even like a soccer ball or something that would be fun to keep yourself entertained. I'm not a huge reader, so I probably wouldn't want to bring a book with me or anything, but I would say for sure French fries. That's a big staple in my life. It's French fries.
What's your most memorable sporting achievement? Whether it could be military, play on the base teams, or it could be high school.
I wouldn't say I have any particular specific moment where I can look back and be like, that was the greatest moment. Anytime that my team together has pulled together to win a championship game or come back from a big loss and end up winning, or, you know, even just like having an amazing game, regardless of the score, has always been like very proud and an accomplished feeling. But I would say individually would probably be when it was at regionals, I believe 2017. It was actually here in Kingston for soccer, and it was in the final game, and I believe we were tied with Borden, and I was playing for Petawawa at the time, and there was like maybe 2 minutes left in the game, and I got the ball, and I just sometimes I would say finishing and scoring, I can get those opportunities. Sometimes I don't always finish on that, so I wound up, I took a shot, and it was like top left corner, and like, so we won the game, we won regional. So I was pretty happy with myself that I was able to kind of like, you know, when it came down to it, I was able to deliver for my team, and we were all super excited. We got to go to nationals, and this was my first year playing for base sports. So I was just super excited and wanting to keep going and keep improving and see how far we could go. So I think that was definitely a good moment to me.
So you've heard of Mount Rushmore. It's always often talked about in sports. Who's your Mount Rushmore, basketball, soccer, but just in general, athletes that are memorable for you or who mean something to you. Who's on your Mount Rushmore for athletes?
So I would definitely say Steve Nash. Growing up, I always watched him play, and I love the fact that he was also Canadian, especially, you know, hockey players, for sure. We have a lot of great Canadian athletes and stuff, but you didn't see it as much with basketball in the NBA. So Steve Nash definitely was someone that I aspired to be when I was a young point guard and playing competitively and trying to, you know, make it as far as I could. So I definitely enjoyed watching him play and the style of how he played. I would say also regarding soccer, I mean, she's been around for so many years, but Christine St. Clair, I mean, I don't know who doesn't like Christine St. Clair. She's been amazing and so impressive to watch, like, year after year. And like, I'm in my mind, I'm like, when is she going to retire? Because she just continues to pull through for Canada, and it's great watching her. And then I would also say Derrick Rose for basketball. I loved watching him when he played on the Chicago Bulls. His tenacity and his speed and aggression, and like just the way he could play point guard, but then also be such like a triple threat when it came to, like, you know, defense and scoring and stuff. So I was always really impressed with how he played. But I would say mostly I was always like looking at the point guards because that was the position I played. So yeah, those are probably the three people that would stick out in my mind the most with regards to athletes, like growing up and still like being such a big fan of.
So what are you doing to stay active in this crazy times that we're in during this national shutdown?
I would say that I probably am not as active as I would like to be, especially the amount of training I was doing before the quarantine happened. I was at the gym training 2-3 times a day some days. However, I am pretty lucky because where I live, we have a squat rack, we have a rower, and so, you know, I can do like workouts with like pull-ups and you know, I can do deadlifts and squats and do little circuits that way. We have a kettlebell as well, so I would say a lot of circuits and, you know, tight body weight exercises is always great to have. But the fact that we have like a few little weights that we're able to implement into our everyday workouts has made it really good for myself and my roommates. And we'll go for runs together. And they actually just did a virtual Ragnar relay race. So I ended up rollerblading, I think like 35 kilometers within like 18 hours or something. Like it was quite a lot. So, you know, just trying to implement fun activities that are also active. You know, I bought a bicycle as well. don't like going up hills on it, but it's still a great workout. So.
So how do you balance, given that you're involved in sports, and especially with you, with education and all that, how do you balance work, sport, and home life?
Well, at this point in my life, time management is everything, and I've noticed there's certain times where I feel like I'm exhausted and I'm just go. I get up in the morning to work out, then I'm at work all day. And then, I'm supposed to be doing homework or, doing another training session or potentially like a soccer practice or something. So sometimes it can get a little overwhelming, but I think it's just, it's all about prioritizing what needs to be done on that day or that week. So if I know I have a deadline for an assignment, maybe one day I have to not work out twice. I have to, sit down and get that done. And then once I get that accomplished, then I can then look at, okay, so now I have got that finished. I can now focus on this. So, it wasn't always like that. I think maybe I got a little more overwhelmed, but I've gotten a lot better at prioritizing what needs to get done immediately and what can wait until tomorrow or next week or whatever that may be. So, it's very, very important just to know what time management looks like in a healthy way, because you also need to make sure you're taking care of yourself as well, and you're not wearing yourself thin. But I've had to say no to some things that I wanted to do just because I knew it was going to be too much for me to handle, and as much as that sometimes sucks, it just helps you take care of yourself and be a healthier and better person for it. So
if people want to get involved in sports, can you highlight a couple of different ways they can get involved?
Yeah. So, I've actually had people who are new to a base and haven't actually been involved within the sports programs yet come to me and say, like, how would I start out and stuff? And if it's a sport that I already play, I can directly put them in contact with coaches and team managers and stuff. But really, there's a lot of great information that you can find on CAF Connection on the Kingston website. And then there's also, there's those OPIs that will always have a better knowledge than maybe, just a player like myself would have. For soccer and for hockey, I know like Courtney Wynot in Kingston, as well as Blair Coffey, they're always been very great at giving out information to people and, giving scheduling and potential opportunities coming up for people.
All right. So, Rachel, I'd like to thank you for joining us, and hopefully this will be one of many. And if anybody wants to reach out to Rachel regarding Citizen Sports, Basing Sports, we'll provide that email on the screen, and we'll also provide some additional resources as well. Have a good
PSP Kingston, the health and wellness provider for the military community.